Now we will introduce the wiring and operation method of our UHV-412 Circuit Breaker Analyzer. First, short-circuit the upper wiring terminals with a 10 kV circuit breaker. Then connect the yellow, green and red wires to the lower terminals. Short-circuit the upper ports and connect the black wire. This is the first group of wiring. The first row of terminals are A1, B1 and C1, which are connected to the three-phase 4-wire cables as mentioned above. The internal trigger of the first switch connects to the opening and closing coils of the switch. The energy storage terminal of the switch connects to the energy storage coil of the switch. As for the closing operation mentioned earlier, connect the red and black wires to the closing coil of the switch. Connect the green and black wires to the opening coil. Similarly, connect the energy storage wire to the energy storage coil. Fix the linear sensor with fixing screws at the lower end of the switch. This is the linear sensor. Besides the speed sensor, there is also a rotational sensor. The rotational sensor is installed on the side. After connecting the linear sensor, the first terminal is selected by default among the 3 sensor ports. If the first one fails, you can also use the second or third one. This is the sensor connection procedure. Now we can start testing the operating characteristics of the switch. After all wiring is completed, we can perform the switch opening and closing test. The opening and closing test function is located here. After entering the opening and closing test interface, the lower ports A1, B1, C1 display the real-time status of the switch. C means closed state, O means open state. When the switch is in closed state, perform the opening test. Click opening, and the test results will be displayed immediately. Before the test, a series of parameter settings are required, which can be filled in according to the actual parameters of the switch. After completing the opening test, proceed with the closing test. The interface below now displays closing data. These are the closing characteristic parameters. This completes the switch opening and closing test. In addition, the instrument also has loop resistance and dynamic resistance test functions. Let us introduce the loop resistance test and dynamic resistance test functions. Now for the loop resistance test. Clamp the large alligator clip on the plumb contact, and clamp the small alligator clip in the middle position. The large clip is the current clamp, and the small clip is the voltage clamp. Make the same wiring connection on the main unit side. After wiring, keep the switch in closed state. Enter the resistance test interface. Then start the test. Test result, 205.2 ampere, 53.6 mu ohms. This is the loop resistance test. The instrument is also equipped with a dynamic resistance test function. For dynamic resistance test, connect this group of terminals. Simply connect them to both ends of the switch to finish the test.